First of all, transboundary waters, there are just so many people globally that live in transboundary basins. If people are living there, then you've got a lot of economic activity that is dependent on water as a productive input into various sectors of the economy. So globally you can see this as an emerging issue, and certainly as we talk about climate change, industrial development, you're talking about a resource that there's going to be increased competition for. And when you get increased competition, you need allocation and sharing mechanisms. So when we talk about transboundary, you have that additional layer of complication where you have nation states. If even within a country, allocation can be between different sectors can be a problem. You then add the additional complication of different national jurisdictions, different types of law, and you have compounded your problem immensely. And so one of the things that is instructive about looking at transboundary problems is, what are the mechanisms, what are the routes through which you can facilitate these sharing and allocation mechanisms? How does it provide a platform to bring people together to come to forms of common agreement? How can you sort of bridge some of the cultural differences that there are between countries, some of the differences that there are in legal arrangements, some of the differences there are in institutional arrangements within countries? And so I think looking at these case studies of transboundary, help provide us with lessons, with pointers as to how we can go even beyond the transboundary and start looking at within a catchment, for example. So I think they sort of sum up and provide lessons that are relevant not just in the international sphere, but also in the national and subnational spheres as well. To the relevance of the paper to the wider work of GWP, one of the emerging themes that I think we're going to see over the next 5 to 10 years in the work of GWP is around this theme of water sharing and water allocation and development of best practices, and so this paper feeds into the development of that emerging theme. Many of our regions share water resources between different nations, so it is relevant to virtually every single GWP region, whether it's Med, whether it's West Africa, whether it's one in Asia. It is relevant, and it's relevant not just to those regions, but to this emerging theme. And we're talking about integrated water resources management. Transboundary management resources is all about integrated management.